What's up, guys? Anthony here.
Karen Minetti.
Quick little podcast. I'm gonna start doing daily podcasts. So even
Great.
if it's 5 to 7 minutes, maybe even 9 minutes, cause I like the number 9. I'm gonna do quick, simple little bursts of whatever's going on in my brain, but also
Watch out.
trying to answer some of your questions that you've been having, and that common questions that we are faced with every day here at Body, and also everywhere in life. People are going through the same kind of struggles and same kind of issues. Instagram notification, stop that shit. Anyhow, Karen Minetti. So the latest and greatest, one of the topics that have been popping up lately is veganism or vegetarianism. What's the
Called
word?
vegetarian.
Vegetarianism. No, vegetarian.
It's a vegetarian.
Okay.
It's not a new thing.
Okay, it's not new at all. In fact.
Vegan, not new.
Right. So vegetarian is what?
Vegetarian is just, it's mostly plant-based, but people still eat animal product. So that they can still do dairy, milk products, whey, eggs sometimes. And you have pescatarian, which is no meat, but they eat fish.
Gotcha.
Then you have vegan, which is no animal product whatsoever. So that means no yogurts, no milks, no butters, no eggs, no meats, no fish, nothing that comes off of an animal or out of an animal, which even means collagen protein powders, because unless they're plant-based collagen.
Very interesting.
No whey protein.
So you've gone actually.
I've never gone full vegan.
You've gone.
I've gone close,
What
but I've never removed my eggs.
What'd you do? What's that called?
Vegetarian?
So
Pescatarian?
many different names to it.
Flexitarian?
Flexitarian means what?
I eat anything I want.
Well, there you go. I'm a flexitarian too. Half vegan, half carnivore, half whatever the fuck I want to eat. But no, all joking aside, there's been a lot of controversy lately about this Netflix documentary called Game Changers. It's about professional bodybuilders. Is there a bodybuilder in there?
Mm-hmm.
Or professional athletes? I'm not
It's
a bodybuilder.
professional athletes,
Well,
MMA fighter, power lifter,
Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Actually,
which
cool.
is
huge.
huge if somebody like that puts their name behind something. So it influences a lot of people to change their diet, and some of it could be really powerful and useful, and it could make sense for your lifestyle. I particularly love meat, and I don't eat it all day. I do have it maybe at least once a day. Red meat at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, sometimes 3 times a week. But I don't focus on specifically eliminating any specific food from my diet. Karen, on the other hand, has worked with many vegans and vegetarians here at Body, and she's got a lot of recipes, and we don't condone either one of them. No, we don't promote either one of them. We help you find a diet that works best for your lifestyle. If it's a moral thing, if it's a religious thing, and you want to eliminate certain foods from your diet, we will help you design that. I feel like the issue lies between, or the issue is when these movies come out, and it's promoted by. If you look at the last little bit of the movie, I hear that they're promoting products, and they're promoting vegan recipes, and they're promoting vegan foods. So you just gotta buyer beware with any of this stuff, to be cautious of what you're being influenced to do. Media and Hollywood and all these movies are promoting certain things. They have initiative. They have ulterior motive. They always have something that they're trying to push and trying to promote. We don't do that here. We help you with your current lifestyle, figure out a plan that works best for you. But I'm not trying to sell you on our program here. I'm trying to talk about if vegan is right for you, and if it's a moral thing, if you have an issue with looking at an animal and thinking that it's going to get slaughtered and it's going to be, used as food, and that may be something that you're going through. I have never related that. I would never kill a dog and eat a dog. Cows and chickens, I never got an emotional attachment to those animals in such a way that it made me not want to eat food. Karen, on the other hand,
I have a couple times.
has gone through that, where for whatever reason she was going through something, and she actually felt the need to eliminate foods from her diet, or eliminate meats from her diet. You want to just talk about that experience real quick?
Yeah, it's actually happened 3 times in my life where I don't know why, but all of a sudden emotionally I couldn't bring myself to eat any kind of meat other than eggs and whey proteins. I don't know why. There's no reason for it. I don't know if my body was sick or my emotions were going crazy, but I did it. I did it 3 separate times in my life. Every time though, I always circle back to eating meat again. Again, personally, just me, I think I run better with meat in my body. Now, I only eat it maybe once a day, maybe twice a day, but I'm only eating 3 to 4 ounces of meat at a time also. And we make sure that where we get our meat, it's organic, it's grass-fed, it's free range. So we do try to take better practices on where our meat comes from, which is really important. But me personally, I always feel best when I have a little bit of animal protein.
I'll touch upon that real quick. I think the problem doesn't lie with the meat industry or the vegetable industry or whatever industry is out there. I think the problem lies with the overconsumption of all the foods. Obesity is a freaking epidemic lately. Like that's bananas to even think about that, and it's all controllable. And that's not the kind of foods that we're eating, it's the amount of foods that we're consuming as a population. It's way overdone. Go to a restaurant. If you look at the meal that they give you, 9 out of 10 times it is 2 at minimum. Wow, my arm looks really big like that. Whoa! Holy smoke! Side note: stop looking at your bicep. I think if you go to a restaurant, you're getting at least 2, if not 3 or 4 servings in one meal. And I've always been taught to finish what's on my plate. So I finish what's on my plate. And meanwhile, when you're looking at the calories, it's enough calories for a whole day's worth. Mm-hmm. So it's not the meat, I don't feel. I think it's the amount of foods that we're eating. And the same people who are inspired to do this veganism or vegetarian, I can't say that word.
Vegetarianism.
Whatever it is, I want to do this because it's better for me and it's better for my well-being. Meanwhile, the same people are going out and having a gallon of wine on the weekend, or they're having a bunch of sugar in their diet, or they're having these other things that take a deeper look at your whole diet as a whole and your whole lifestyle, and then try to make some decisions. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying it's for you if it's not for you. We're saying find something that works best for you, but look at your whole lifestyle if you're looking to make a change, not just because you saw one documentary that says you shouldn't eat meat, and it may be some other things that they're trying to get you to buy into. Now, I may be very ignorant. In fact, I am very ignorant. I've always known protein comes from meat, right? Now,
not always.
I know that there's other sources of protein, obviously, especially if you're tracking your food, you realize that a lot of foods have protein in it. My biggest thing would be it's the question that, vegans they laugh at, guys like me. They're like, I say, well, where do you get your protein from? So you've worked with a bunch of vegans, a bunch of vegetarianisms, bunch of vegetarianisms.
Oh boy.
Where would you get your protein? How do you make sure you get enough protein if you're going vegan?
So your macros would be definitely different. You would need a higher intake if you are vegan of carbs, because all your protein sources are coming from a carb based. So beans, quinoas, stuff like that. You could get it from tofu and tempeh, and they now make products like Beyond Meat and Corn, QUORN, which are all meatless proteins. So they're made with mushroom protein, plant-based proteins, looking like meat, like sausages, and they're really good actually. They all hold a little bit higher of a carb count. So if you are going in that direction, just be prepared to eat more carbs, because that's where all of your protein sources come from. They also have really good plant-based protein powders out there that you can supplement with. It
seems like a lot of these foods have carbs and fat in them if you're taking the meat out, right?
Yeah, well, you need your calories from somewhere.
Right. So then is it safe to say you may see a weight gain if you're eating more of these meatless products?
Most people, now this doesn't speak to everybody, right? So there's always the standard, then there's always the average, and there's people on either end of the averages, right? That's what makes an average. Most people will drop weight at first because it's just a lifestyle switch. And a lot of times they do clean up because they eat more vegetables now and they are eating more beans. Over time, their fat can increase in their body because they are eating more starch-like products. And a lot of people, if you don't do it right, vegans, not everybody again, but a lot of people have that mindset, well, I'll just eat French fries and chips because it's vegan. There's no animal in it. Yeah, but is that the best quality of a vegan type of option? So don't always rush to the crappy, fatty fast foods. It's also a quality of where you're getting your proteins from. But a lot of people do tend to gain a little bit of weight because they are just eating a lot more, and body fat can increase 100%. Doesn't have to. I mean, we know a lot of bodybuilders who are vegan and who are plant-based, and they look incredible, but they have a lot of discipline. And they don't just eat haphazardly either.
That's the game changer, really. If you really want to talk about game changer, is the discipline in your life. Not so much where your food sources
But you could do it.
All right, good.
It's a lot harder, but you could do it. And with stuff like that, you have to make sure you're supplementing really well with certain types of vitamins, because you aren't getting the same type of vitamins and minerals in plants as you do with meat. So a lot of people who, again, do the drastic changes of becoming vegan and don't have a great balanced diet, they tend to become anemic, or they have some vitamin deficiencies and some amino acid deficiencies because they're not eating that animal protein. And I'm not pushing animal protein, but the fats in animal protein help produce your hormones. They help you uptake your vitamin D better. So a lot of times when we go plant-based, we miss out on this, and we have to supplement in order to keep that going.
Find something that works for you. Don't just jump on the bandwagon because you watched a damn Netflix documentary. It's very biased. Also, the documentary was very biased against, meat industry. And again, there's some quality control stuff in the meat industry. It's just like anything else. It's like going to a shitty mechanic. It's like going to a shitty personal trainer. It's like doing anything. It's like, whatever it is, you have good and bad. However, Karen's looking at her clock. We got to go. We're way over that 9-minute mark. But I've been doing better with my cutting down on time. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. Practice patience. We're getting back on the iTunes, getting back on the podcast, getting back on the YouTube. I'm fired up. Karen, give me a little intro or outro that we can push to every one of these podcasts. Go ahead. You're better at this than me.
What is the end
If you
goal?
like what you're listening to, or if you hear something that's powerful, please share it. Please comment, like. What are they supposed to say with
And
this?
subscribe. To our
Subscribe.
channel.
Hey, subscribe. Let me know that you like me. I need that validation so I can keep doing this fucking shit. All right?
Yeah, and what you can also do is, if you like it, share it and tag one of your friends in it.
That's what I'm talking
That
about.
helps us create a better audience and help more people. So share it with a friend who you think can get some value from what we talk about.
Or somebody who's trying to go vegan. Talk them bitches out of it. Just kidding. Maybe. Not really.
Not
Sort of.
really. He's not. He's a carnivore all the way.
All right. Believe in yourself. Trust the process. Practice patience.
Bye.
Peace.